So say I'm doing a soft wash, I'm not using a high pressure tip.
Right.
That's more of an application process where I'm just kind of laying it down.
I mean, you can, but it'd be like the big bad wolf blow your house down.
It's called overkill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be Nice Individuals Podcast.
Hey folks, this is Thaddeus on the Be Nice Individuals Podcast, which is hosted here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio. Very special guest in the studio, Michael Patton. I said it right, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Just like the general.
I never say the last names right, and it's like this running joke here. I just don't pronounce last names. But anyway, Michael.
Fair enough.
Michael is with AJM Soft Wash Plus. He has a soft wash pressure washing business, and we're going to talk about it. First, Michael, how you doing today, brother?
Doing very well. I'm happy to be here. I've been looking forward to this opportunity to sort of get myself out there and let some people know about it.
Yeah, dude, it's been a long time coming, too.
Oh.
Yeah, lots going on in the world, but we're here. We're making it happen today. So, first, tell us about the name, AJM.
Well, AJM is an acronym, and having been in the Navy, that's something that I was like inundated with. You know?
Thank you for your service, first.
Well, you know, I did what I had to do when the time came, and I'm still grateful. I'd do it again tomorrow if I could.
Yeah.
But I will just say that AJM encompasses the family. I have 3 children, Ashley, Jared, and Miranda. And then I have my mother, Ada, my pop, James, and me, Mike. So I can't forget it. It's not too hard to remember.
Yeah, that does make it a little easier. I sometimes trip over myself when I'm saying Be Nice Individuals because it's not my name, but I came up with it. That's a whole nother story. So a lot of people, when they think of like pressure washing, think of like pressure and all that stuff. I know, because I've interacted with you, a lot of it's soft wash. And you even have it right there in the name, Soft Wash Plus. Tell us a little bit of the difference between that.
Okay, so it depends on the application. What are you trying to accomplish?
Right.
Here in the Southeast, in the United States, areas like Georgia, you know, down here in Florida in particular, you get a lot of humidity, you get a lot of heat. Well, bacteria, lichen, mold, mildew, they love that. That's their thriving environment. So the job of pressure washing is just going to blow it away. It's not going to kill it. It doesn't treat it correctly.
Yeah.
So if you have a virus, you use an antibiotic.
Right.
So just think about a soft wash like an antibiotic for your house or for your property. The job of the soft wash is to kill the biologics so that they don't colonize. And what you see as a result of those colonizations are the stains you'll see on the side of your house.
Oh, I see. Like on the fences and all that stuff. Especially in the areas where the sun...
Well, on the north side of the house.
Oh, see. Okay. Yeah.
That's where the moss grows.
Okay.
That should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah. So one of the things I do know, because I have a little bit of education when it comes to soft wash, pressure washing. So it's not just the water when we're talking soft wash. There's chemicals involved. Tell me about that.
Yeah, what it is a soft wash solution, and you have to have it in the right ratio. So say I'm doing a flat work. Flat work would consist of concrete, your driveway, your sidewalks, things of that nature. When you're doing flat work, you're going to use a heavier concentrate than you would, say, if you're doing the side of a vinyl siding house or, say, cedar shakes shingle. It's made out of wood. And you have to be careful of your painted surfaces as well, because you don't want to degrade the paint. You don't want to have anything where all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I use too much SH.
Yeah.
Now, that's me getting ahead of the game, but there are going to be 3 basic components in a soft wash. Obviously, water. You're going to use something called SH, which is sodium hypochlorite, which essentially is about the strongest bleach you're going to find, industrial strength bleach.
Yeah.
And then you're going to proportion that with what they call a surfactant. Now, what a surfactant essentially does is it's a soap. When you wash yourself in the shower, you don't want it to just run right off and down the drain. You want it to sit there for a minute and take all the stuff with you.
Yeah.
So when you're doing a house, say I'm doing a house wash, for instance, right? I'm going to use the surfactant more often on a vertical surface because it's going to have a tendency to want to run down. And I want it to linger. It's called a dwell time. I want it to sit there long enough for the active ingredients to attack the biologics.
Okay.
So that's what a soft wash is designed to do. If you want to pressure wash something, that's also applicable. Say I'm in a shop, I'm doing a machine shop, things of that nature. Not necessarily going to worry about biologics as much as grease, as much as stains on your concrete. And then you have different chemicals that we employ in order to help you with those situations as well. So soft wash, pressure wash, they usually go in tandem. One sort of holds the hand of the other because they both give you a maximum result. Soft wash, you're going to go ahead and kill all the biologics. You come over with a pressure wash at the right pressure. Now you have different tips that you use when you're pressure washing. So say I'm doing a soft wash, I'm not using a high pressure tip.
Right.
That's more of an application process where I'm just kind of laying it down.
I mean, you can, but it'd be like the big bad wolf blow your house down.
It's called overkill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us why you don't want to use a high pressure tip on some of these applications.
Well, folks are going to be concerned about their property value. That's why you do this to begin with. You want to maintain value in your home. You want to keep it clean. You want to keep curb appeal. Right. And if, say, you happen to want to sell it, you want to maintain that value so you get a good return on your investment. So soft washing and keeping all this clean is all part of just property maintenance, just general upkeep. If you want something to maintain its value, that's what it's all about. That's why we do soft wash. That's why we do pressure washing. But pressure is something that scares a homeowner. Pressure says, oops, something might get broken.
Right.
They're using 3,200 plus or 4,000 PSI, pounds per square inch. You put that on a soffit, you're going to blow a hole in your soffit. If you hit a window the wrong way or one of your fixtures over your porch, you're going to bust that.
Oh, yeah.
So the idea is use the right tip for the right application, and they come in different colors, and they have different diameters, and they allow X amount of pressure to come through. White tip is different than a green tip, is different than a red tip.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're using the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's important to have that experience too. Not just a guy that is his first day pressure washing. He's gonna experiment with your property.
We've all had that first day.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Everybody starts somewhere. But my recommendation, and I remember doing a presentation for the group, first PowerPoint I'd done in 15 years.
Yeah.
But the key is this, when you're giving that presentation, you want to give all that information out there. You want to make that information available so that the customer has the availability or the opportunity to make an informed choice. Okay. Some folks are not going to need high pressure. Some folks don't need all that much because they don't have an area where they're going to have a lot of sap, or they're going to have pine trees running around, or where they're going to have a lot of pollen because they don't live in a heavily forested area. That's one of the things you'll find here in Florida as well is, say, during some of these storms, you really need a service like mine in order to get rid of some of that debris and some of the pine cones and some of the sap. Trees sweat. People don't even know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, trees will sweat, and you will get lingering, I guess, the pine tar and things of that nature. And some of the things that I offer help to alleviate those issues and address them. There are many different products on the market. I keep it as simple as possible because, you can pay as much as you want or you can pay as little as you like, but if you get the result, what's the point in spending more? That's what I am trying to provide with my particular service, is something that's economical, that's thoughtful, that addresses the exact issue that you have at hand, and it's tailor-made to your specific need.
Yeah. Tell me some of the different things that you do soft wash on or pressure wash. And tell me some of the different surfaces.
Projects. So give you an example. I went out to the Mondex not that long ago, and if you understand the Mondex being a Palm Coast resident, Flagler County, that's sort of out in the sticks, the country. You have a
more farmland,
dirt roads.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of trees, just what we talked about. You're going to have steel roofs, some metal roofs, tin roofs, things of that nature, right? As opposed to having some of the shingles that we might deal with here, the asphalt shingles. There's a different way that you approach those things, and you have to have a mix that is appropriate. So what we have on our rig, I call it my rig, is it's called a proportioner. The proportioner allows you to get the right percentage of each of your agents in the right combination, which is what we call the soft wash mix. So when I'm doing a roof, for instance, and it's a metal roof, I can't use a 5 or 6% mix with the SH, which again I told you was the highly active ingredient. Yeah, that's the thing that kills the bacteria, because it's going to scorch your roof, and it's going to take off the coating that protects that metal. So you have to be very cognizant, and sometimes you have to think even just about the foliage around. You have to pre-water. You have to maintain it, because people love their gardens. They love their landscaping. So you have to know how to properly proportion, but also to pre-water and also cover it if need be to protect the surrounding surfaces. So we do everything from a barn to a garage, right? To the driveways, to the sidewalks, to an actual asphalt roof. I even do window service now, which we just added.
Oh, that's cool.
And, well, yeah, it helps, because people like to know. It's getting towards Christmas. They want to make sure they don't have the relatives they don't want coming. They want to look out that window.
Wait a second. They just want to see this. I'm not here. I'm not home.
No, that's High Luke. We know what he's going to do.
I'm not here. We're not here. Yeah.
But, so there's a variety of different things that we offer. I'll just kind of go through it real quick. Pool decks. A lot of people love their pool deck in Florida. So when you do a pool deck, obviously it's a moist area, so you're going to want to do the deck itself and get all the anything like lichen or the mold and mildew that collects over time. Yeah. Something else happens there that a lot of folks don't understand and don't know about. They say, what is this white chalky stuff that's coming up? That's called efflorescence. Efflorescence is something that a lot of pressure washers don't offer, because pressure washing doesn't treat that. Soft washing doesn't directly treat it either.
Efflorescence.
So what I use is a chemical compound that actually goes after it. What it is essentially is, say you have a porous material like a brick. That thing is going to have moisture underneath over time. Okay. And it starts to wick up through because it's porous. Yeah. It may seem solid, but it's porous. It's So when it starts to come up, you're going to see a white residue on top. Take your finger, lick it. That's salt.
Oh, interesting.
Now, the closer you are to the ocean, as we are here in Palm Coast, as many people are in some of the gated communities, such as over across the way, over by the hammock dunes and such, you're going to go into places where you're going to have to deal with efflorescence on top of soft washing, on top of pressure washing. And so that's another service that we offer that some folks don't even talk about because they don't even know what it is or how to deal with it. You can find it on brick, primarily because it's a very porous material, but you'll find it on pavers and things of that nature as well. Paver sealing is something we just got into.
Oh, really?
So, So here's the segue, right? If you don't have that efflorescence taken care of and you try to seal on top of pavers, you're going to have a bad result. Okay. So a lot of folks, they love their pavers down here. They like them to look good. And after a certain amount of time, they weather. They don't look as nice as they could. Yeah. So what you want to do is, pressure wash it. First thing you want to do, right? Soft wash it in case you see that there's a lot of lichen growing in between where the sand should be. The next thing you have to do is you actually have to sand it out and refill those areas where the sand is in between the spaces in the bricks, right? Yeah. Something else that we offer as well now, which is one of the newer services that we do. But with that being said, it has to be done correctly. You can't do it when it's too damp. It's one of those things that you have to be cognizant of, and really important that you keep your customers abreast of the situation. Yeah. Set the expectation. So that's one thing that we always try to work on.
Nice. Any other services that you want to highlight? We talked about, obviously you do roofs, you do driveways. You do solar panels as well? I think we've talked about that.
We have, and that's something that definitely relates to you, and I'm glad you brought it up. There's a special solution that you use. You don't use SH on a solar panel.
Oh, okay.
You're going to destroy that thing.
Yeah.
Because that's a very caustic solution.
Yeah.
So there's something that we use, and it's very, I'd say not concentrated because it's not strong.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's going to eat away at the metal. Something like SH, if you put that on stainless steel or on galvanized roof, it'll scorch it if you don't have it at the right mixture. So we use a certain chemical for that, and we use a very light brush in order to do that. And it's just strictly designed to get the pollen, because that's really what lays on top of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so if you understand a window and you look through that window, just like we talked about the relatives.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, I can't get enough light. I just reduced the functionality of my solar panel
For sure.
because I've got a bunch of dust. I got a bunch of pollen. I've got leaves. I've got debris, raindrops, spotting. So I'd say every 6 months, at least once a year, get up there and clean those things up, because you can lose anywhere from 10 to 30%
Oh, yeah, production. Huh?
of your production.
Oh wow.
Okay, and let's face the fact that they're not that efficient to begin with, right? The technology still kind of exists from the 80s. So they haven't really taken it to a place where I've ever seen it, where it's like we're at 97%.
Oh no, you won't get 90% out of those panels.
Right.
Yeah, that's not it. So you wanna definitely keep up that production. Even some of the manufacturers, can't speak to all of them, but they require that sort of maintenance.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they will also be specific about it. So that's one thing I will mention. Is if you have certain warranties in place and so on, always be cognizant of that, because the last thing I want to do is void your warranty. And some people are specific about that. So I would always question the customer and make sure that everything is copacetic before we move forward on that.
For sure. Hey, shout out your contact information so people know how to get a hold of you at AJM Softwash Plus. And so they can get you out there, take a look at their property, take a look at their different situations they need cleaned up.
Well, our thing is we're kind of old school, but we have made the adjustment. I like pressing the flesh. I love meeting people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that you're going to get and they say, oh, well, I belong to Angie's List, for instance. Okay. So now Angie's List calls me. I got 18 other guys. I got to rush to get to the phone to call somebody.
For sure.
But I'm the guy that's going to come to your house.
Okay.
I'm the guy that's going to come see you. I'm going to make a site. I'm not going to go on to Google Earth, take a look at it and say, oh, okay. I want to meet you. I want to take a walk around. And while I'm there, I'm going to show you other opportunities that you might have. So when it comes to the customers base that we're looking for and how we approach it, we are very hands-on. We are very, shall we say, custom-oriented. I want to make sure that the people we meet, I say, and this kind of maybe sounds corny, but I kind of like it, we make our friends one customer at a time.
That's nice.
Because one of the things that we get is recurring business, because once you know that you got a good result and you feel comfortable and you have a good rapport with that individual, that's the guy you want back.
Oh, for sure.
And that's who we want to be in our business model, is the people that you want to have back, that you trust in your home. And if you're a snowbird and you want to be able to call me and say, hey, Mike, we're coming down in 2 weeks. Could you go and spruce this up for me? I'll give you the garage code. I got customers like that.
Nice.
And that's the clientele, and those are the sort of things that we try to promote as far as our business model.
Right. Yeah, so how can people get a hold of you?
So you're going to go to AJMsoftwashplus.com. What I have now is a website, and with the website, I finally got some better branding.
Oh, look at that.
So we got our little QR code, and with the QR code, I also have it branded on the truck.
Okay.
So that I've got a laminate I'm going to have, and if you see me and nobody wants to sit there in traffic and have to sit there and type something in, pick your phone up, scan us, it'll take you to our website.
Nice.
And it'll give you information about what we offer and give you some actual photos of what we've done.
Oh, very good.
Now, if you want to go to Google, you can find us on Google through Angie's List.
Okay.
Angie's List has been okay for us, but it wasn't my druthers, because I want to make it a little more personal.
Yeah.
I want to make it so that we have one of the guys in the group, I'm not going to lay out any names, but he's a landscaper.
Yeah.
And he does it because he has a certain sense of personality, and he gets out there and he presses the flesh, and that's how I want to approach our business model. Right. So you can find us online. You'll be able to find us through the QR code. You'll be able to find us also with my email address, which is Mike. It's AJMMike@iCloud.com.
That's awesome. So folks out there, make sure you go to AJMsoftwash.com to throw in your information, but also see the examples of previous jobs so you can kind of get more of an idea of that quality, that standard that you're getting. But you can go on there, that specific website, throw in your contact information so that Michael can actually come out there, press the flesh, as he says. So you can actually know who you're operating with, because that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. There's a lot of people in a lot of different industries, but you got to know, trust them. And that's exactly the type of business he wants to operate. So again, make sure you reach out to Michael, AJM Softwash Plus. And also, this has been Thaddeus and Michael on the Be Nice Individuals podcast, which is hosted here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio. I tell you guys every time, this is your space. Come on in here, shout out your ideas, shout out your business. Maybe you're a political candidate. We can help you connect to your constituents. We have call-in features here to make that possible. We can make it happen. Also, folks, we don't talk about this a lot, but you can actually sponsor shows. Say you aren't really the type that wants to get behind the camera and talk. Cool. We can do it for you. You can sponsor different shows. We have a plethora of shows that are always coming out. Some really engaging shows. One of the ones that I did not too long ago, I was talking about the Planet Fitness issue. That one has over 10,000 views. Worked out really good for the sponsor for that show. So anyway, reach out to us for different sponsorship opportunities so that your brand can get out there continuously. It's not just a one-time thing, but that goes on in perpetuity, essentially. But anyway, this has been Thaddeus and Michael, the Be Nice Individuals podcast, hosted here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio. We'll see you next time.